No one is coming to save you. It's on you. You wake up every morning facing the same challenges, the same doubts. And there's a part of you that hopes that anyone will step in and fix it. But here's the truth, and it's the harshest truth you'll ever hear. No one is coming to save you. It's up to you. And that's terrifying, but it's also liberating. You see, life can be overwhelming. It can feel as though the world's weight is too much to bear. The pressures, the constant striving, the endless to-do lists. Sometimes it seems like there's no way to win. But what if I told you that all of it, the pain, the hardship, the struggle, is not only bearable, but is actually the path to your strength? You might think that there's someone out there who can fix everything for you, that there's a hand reaching out from the sky, pulling you from the storm. But there isn't. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can begin to step into your power. You don't need anyone to save you. All you need is the understanding that you have everything you need within you to change your life. That's not a comforting thought for most people, because it means you're responsible. It means the weight of your life, your success, your happiness, it's all on you. That can be a terrifying realization. But here's the thing. It's also the most freeing realization you'll ever have. When you embrace this truth, you stop being a passive participant in your own life. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you what to do, where to go, how to be. Instead, you take full responsibility for your circumstances, and in doing so, you reclaim the power to change your life. There's a common psychological pattern we all go through. We spend years of our lives waiting for someone to notice our struggles, waiting for someone to intervene, waiting for the right time. And in doing so, we surrender our power. We give our strength away, all in the hope that someone else will step in and take care of it for us. But the harsh reality is that no one is coming to save you. And here's the kicker. That's the best news you'll ever hear. Because when you stop waiting, when you stop believing that someone else will come to rescue you, you take your first step toward greatness. You stop being a passive observer in your own life and become an active participant. You start shaping your own destiny. And that's a power you can never underestimate. Think about it. Every great individual who has ever made a mark on the world, whether they were a scientist, a leader, an artist, none of them waited for someone to change things for them. They stepped up. They took responsibility for their lives, no matter how difficult it was. And that's the very thing you need to do. You have to take full responsibility for your life. That's the first step. But taking responsibility isn't easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Because when you take responsibility, you stop being a victim. You stop blaming your circumstances, your upbringing, your environment. And that can be terrifying. It's far easier to blame the world for your problems. It's far easier to point your finger at someone else and say, if only they had done something differently, if only they had helped me, if only this, if only that. It's easy to wait for someone to come and rescue you. But here's the truth. No one is coming. You see, waiting for rescue is a form of self-sabotage. It's you choosing to remain in a state of helplessness, of powerlessness. It's you deciding, consciously or unconsciously, that you're not capable of taking action. You're not capable of making a change. But I'm telling you, you are. You have the ability to take charge of your life and change your circumstances. It may be hard, but it's possible. And that is where the power lies. You see, the human brain is wired to avoid discomfort. From an evolutionary perspective, we're designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It's in our biology. This is why we procrastinate, why we hesitate, why we avoid doing the hard work. It's why we hope that someone else will come and fix things for us. But this instinct to avoid discomfort is the very thing that's holding you back. Comfort doesn't lead to growth. Comfort doesn't lead to strength. Comfort doesn't lead to success. In fact, comfort can be the enemy of greatness. Every time you choose comfort over discomfort, you're choosing to stay where you are. Every time you avoid doing the difficult thing, you reinforce the belief that someone else is responsible for your success. But here's the truth. Success doesn't come through comfort. It comes through struggle. It comes through discomfort. It comes through responsibility. And yes, it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's easy. There are days when you'll want to give up. There are days when it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on you. But it's on those days when everything feels impossible that you must remember this. You are not waiting for someone to rescue you. You are the rescuer. I want you to think about the most successful people. Think about the people who have achieved greatness in your life or in the world. Were they born into ideal circumstances? Were they handed success on a silver platter? Absolutely not. They struggled. They fought. They stumbled. They fell down, but they got back up every single time. And that's the key. They didn't wait. They didn't sit back and hope that someone would come and hand them the answers. They made mistakes. They failed, but they got back up and tried again. That's what success is. That's what resilience is. It's falling down, but getting back up. And you can do that too. Every day is a new opportunity to start again. You can make mistakes, you can fail, but you can always try again. You can always choose to take responsibility. You can always choose to fight for your future. Let me ask you something. Think back to a time when you felt completely powerless. Maybe it was during your childhood when you didn't have control over your circumstances. Or maybe it was as an adult when you were facing a setback or an obstacle that seemed insurmountable. You felt trapped, didn't you? There was no way out. You wondered, how could I possibly change this? How could I ever succeed when everything feels stacked against me? That feeling, that sense of helplessness is universal. We've all been there. But here's the catch. That feeling is also the moment of transformation. That's when the decision has to be made. Will you continue to believe that someone will step in and fix everything? Or will you take a hard, honest look at yourself and say, I am responsible for changing my life. I am the one who will make it happen. That decision is what separates the winners from the losers. The moment you take responsibility is the moment you shift from being a passive victim to being an active creator. That's when your life begins to change. And I don't care where you come from or what your circumstances are. If you make that decision, if you take responsibility, there is nothing you can't overcome. Responsibility is not a burden, it's freedom. Most people don't realize this. They see responsibility as something that holds them back, something that adds weight to their already heavy load. But responsibility is the key to taking control of your life. When you take responsibility for your circumstances, for your actions, you stop being a passive player in your own story. You become the author. You become the creator of your destiny. Think about this. When you take responsibility, you take back your power. You stop blaming others. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. And that's when everything changes. That's when you start living on your terms. That's when you start making progress, even if it's slow, because each small decision, each moment of taking ownership adds up. It builds momentum. It builds confidence. And before long, you look back and realize that the life you thought was out of your control was always in your hands. The truth is, you are capable of more than you know. You've already faced challenges in your life and survived them. You've overcome obstacles that you once thought were insurmountable. But you won't grow if you continue to live in fear of discomfort. You won't grow if you continue to let life happen to you instead of taking charge of it. Your potential is limitless, but only if you step into it. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about some feel-good, quick fix solution. I'm not giving you a 10-step guide to happiness. This is real. Life is difficult. It's hard, but it's also beautiful, and it's yours to shape. Every moment you spend waiting for someone to save you is a moment lost. And it's not just time that's lost. It's your potential, your power, your opportunity to become the person you're meant to be. So I'll ask you this. What will you do now? Will you continue to wait? Will you continue to hope that someone, somewhere will come and fix things for you? Or will you take control? Will you take responsibility for your life, for your future, for your success? You have everything within you to change your life, but only you can make that decision. Only you can take that first step. If you're ready to stop waiting and start acting, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me how you're going to take responsibility today. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, because the truth is the world is full of people waiting for someone to save them. But if you're watching this, you know that the only one who can save you is you. No one is coming. It's on you. Now go out there and take it.